There is also private sector participation, which is not only limited to individuals in the country or the bulk of the farmers who are small scale in size, because they are the people who dominate agriculture in Nigeria and most developing nations. We also have foreign aid in terms of grants from FAO, World Bank, IMF, and so on that help in funding agriculture. We also have some other non-governmental organizations that are indigenous that also help in sponsoring farm businesses in form of supplying of inputs, capacity building, and so on. Just like I've earlier mentioned, you know, we're all here because we can afford being here. So also, the agricultural sector. Finance provides what the blood provides for human beings to exist. And for us who are like Indonesia, that is also an oil producing nation, if we don't fund agriculture for now, if there is any attempt for the oil to get finished, you know that we are endangered. And government had to do the funding because of such reasons like fluctuating food prices, which is also a precursor of inflation. From the expenditure approach to national income accounting, it is likely that Engel's law that postulates that a large chunk of expenditure in developing economies goes to food, implying that shocks to the domestic agricultural production and supply could be damaging to price stability. There was a research by the Central Bank of Nigeria about 2 years ago, which indicated that 60% of our income goes to feeding the household on food alone. And you know the implication. When you earn your money, your disposable income, 60% of that goes to food and food alone. Then you're now left with nothing to do other activities. Like for us, whose government doesn't have any scholarship for anybody. That means your children will not go to school, you'll only be feeding them. Yourself will not do any other thing to help yourself or help your family. You won't build your own house because there's no mortgage institution that gives free house for you to pay after a long while. So all these things you have to save towards ensuring that tomorrow is secured. The perspective of food security, that's another reason. Food has been used as weapon of war. There was the United Nations Oil for Food deal in Iraq, and there was the bargaining tool, like the North Korea-US food deal. Even within Nigeria itself, when we had the Nigerian Biafran war, the then finance minister used the food blockade as a tool to deter the Biafran side from the continued fight. Objective of government agricultural policy. It is meant to establish an effective system of sustainable agricultural financing schemes, programs, and institutions that could provide micro and macro credit facilities for micro, small, medium, and large-scale food producers, processors, and marketers. The intention is that you cannot produce food without adding value to it. And that's the essence of processing. You add value to it in order to enable you reap the dividends of your output. But unfortunately, back home in Nigeria is the marketers who reap majority of the money that are accruable to farming, other than the farmers, because they cannot reach out to go into value addition, what more doing the marketing in the actual marketplace. Reasons for government intervention in agricultural financing. One, to smoothen out imperfections in agri-financial markets. Smoothing out imperfections in agri-financial markets. The market is often constrained by information asymmetry, moral hazard, adverse selection, etc. from playing its role effectively. Government intervenes to iron out these imperfections and create a more Pareto optimal environment for the market players. And I hope we understand what Pareto says about some people being better off and some people not being better off when a policy comes into place. Ensure food security in form of availability and affordability. If food is available and is not affordable, it's not available. What is available to you is what you can have. Like some of you went to the cave this afternoon. What was available to you was the amount you were able to pay for and consume, because you can afford that quantity. The quantity Isaac ate is not the same that Joseph ate, nor myself, because of our affordability, our ability to afford. Achieve favorable balance of payments. If you have enough to export, you have enough, you can export. If you have enough food internally, you won't touch your external reserve, because countries keep what they call external reserve to enable them be competitive enough and also be bold before the Committee of Nations. When your foreign reserve is as good as nothing, you are looked upon like a beggarly nation. Just like what happened to Zimbabwe recently, where they said the inflationary rates has gone over 200 and something million%. It's because they don't have any money in their reserve, and they are now going tap in hand, begging other nations to assist them. So these are the problems, or why the government decides to go into such. Promote foreign exchange is just the same as the other one. Socioeconomic reasons, including poverty reduction, employment generation, reduction in rural-urban migration, stabilizing food prices, and hence reduce inflation.
Yep. Professor, based on our knowledge, would you consider food security problems in Nigeria as an availability problem or affordability problem?
Both. In Nigeria today, we cannot feed ourselves. In Nigeria today, majority of people, in fact, they have gone to the World Bank has gone to the extent of saying that somebody who cannot feed himself with 75 cents. So the majority of Nigerians cannot feed themselves with 75 cents. They have moved down from $1 to 75 cents. To show you how bad the situation is, that many people go to bed every day hungry. In fact, on 16th of this month, there was this World Food Day celebration. It was being said, the Minister for Agriculture and that of Information were addressing the press and was telling them that a situation where a Nigerian cannot feed to bed is not acceptable. Yet, they are not doing anything at the governmental level to sponsor such production.